The royal family gathered to celebrate King Charles's birthday at Trooping the Colour today, and some eagle-eyed fans noticed that King Charles, Prince William, Princess Anne and others were wearing black armbands. The gesture followed the tragic Air India incident that claimed the lives of hundreds. A personal request from the King, King Charles, 76, made the decision ahead of the annual celebration. In a statement, it was confirmed that the King had requested amendments to the Trooping the Colour program as a mark of respect for the lives lost, the families in mourning and all the communities affected by this awful tragedy. The change was made shortly after news of the crash broke. Black armbands worn by key participants, all senior working members of the royal family taking part in the parade wore black armbands. This included Prince William, 42, and Princess Anne, 74, as well as other royals riding or marching in uniform. There were no changes for royal family members attending in civilian clothes. Coachmen and postilions from the Royal Mews also wore armbands. Senior officers involved in the parade were included in the directive, moment of silence under consideration. There were also plans being discussed to include a moment of silence during the ceremony. It was expected to take place at Horse Guards Parade when the King stood on the dais, at the time of riding. The moment of silence had not been officially confirmed. This would mirror the 2017 trooping ceremony, which included a moment of silence following the Grenfell Tower fire. The King's history of public mourning. This is not the first time Charles has adapted royal tradition to reflect national grief. In June 2017, just days after the Grenfell tragedy, the royal family paused for a minute's silence during Trooping the Colour. The event went ahead with a visibly somber tone. The royal family has long used its public appearances to signal moments of national reflection. Details of the Air India tragedy. The black armbands were worn in honor of the victims of the Air India crash, which occurred just one day before the ceremony. The plane, bound for London Gatwick, burst into flames shortly after takeoff from Ahmedabad. There were 242 people on board, including 53 British nationals. At the time of publication, 204 bodies had been recovered. Search teams continued work at the crash site in the hours leading up to Trooping the Colour. Public and global reaction. Following the crash, King Charles issued a personal message via social media. He wrote, "My wife and I have been desperately shocked by the terrible events in Ahmedabad this morning." He added that it was a heartbreaking and traumatic time and sent prayers and deepest possible sympathies to all those affected. The Prime Minister and world leaders also shared statements of condolence. The King's commitment to empathy. Despite ongoing health challenges, King Charles has continued to fulfill ceremonial duties. This year's Trooping the Colour marked his second as monarch. His decision to honor the crash victims with black armbands was seen as a powerful symbol of empathy. Sources confirmed the decision was made personally by the King. It was designed to ensure the royal family acknowledged the gravity of the tragedy while continuing with national events. Trooping the Colour continues to evolve. Trooping the Colour remains one of the most important dates in the royal calendar. It marks the official birthday of the monarch and includes hundreds of servicemen and women from across the British Army. This year's event went ahead as planned, but with a visibly respectful tone. The King and Queen's tribute was noted by viewers alike.